Hey, you guys, thanks for listening into this episode of Tips with T. On today, I have Miss Jack with us. Hey, Miss Jack, how are you doing today?
I am doing great, T. Thanks for the invitation. I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Thank you so much for being a guest on the show. So, tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
Wow, that's a pretty big question, especially when you get to my age. I could talk about, there's a lot to say, but I will be very succinct. My name is Jack Perez, and I am an entrepreneur. I started a digital platform that is dedicated to women midlife and beyond. Back in 2017, I actually launched the idea or the company. But as anyone out there who has started a business knows, the distance between, hey, I have a great idea to actual, execution, it takes a bit. So I launched the physical platform in February 14th of 2018. And I did that intentionally, Tara, because I wanted it to be a gift of love to women out there in the world. And that was really important to me
Mhm.
to pick that date, because the entire platform is dedicated to the issues and the opportunities that present themselves to women specifically at this stage of life.
Mhm.
And I'm very excited about it.
Awesome. So, what would you say? Well, so how what would you say, or your experience of becoming an entrepreneur? How was that journey for you, or what made you decide you want to be
Well,
an entrepreneur?
it's interesting. It's a little bit of a long journey, and one that happened organically, I would have to say. I have an MBA from the University of Chicago and was recruited by Hewlett Packard, a Fortune 50 company, to work for them in the Bay Area, and I did. And it didn't take me long, although I was there for several years, to figure out that I didn't do as well in a corporate environment.
Mhm.
And so I left that corporate world back in 1999. I can't even imagine how old you were. You were probably a little kid, is my guess. Um, and I started a marketing and PR firm in San Francisco, California at the time, with my husband at the time. I was married. That was my first foray into the world of entrepreneurship. But it wasn't like I was launching my own product or launching. I was launching a boutique service provider.
Mhm.
And what I ended up doing was helping entrepreneurs launch their ideas in the Bay Area. So taking the little scratches from napkins, the back of napkins at, coffee shops, and turning it into real companies. And I did that for a really long time. And once I became a mother, I stepped back and became a fractional executive. So
Mhm.
I provided my consulting skills. Once again, what I was doing was helping entrepreneurs launch their ideas. And finally, in my early 50s, I'm like, wow, I think all of this, all these years of helping others launch their ideas, has put me in a place where I have one, and I'm ready to do it for myself.
Mhm.
And so, I've quote unquote been working for myself since 1999,
Mhm.
but from a what I consider an entrepreneur launching a real product, I've only, it's a new thing for me. It's a new hat, and it's super fun. It's challenging, but it's super fun.
Awesome. Awesome. I know once when we had spoken before, I know we were talking about how the entrepreneurship journey can be and how um, we tend to feel underserved in certain areas. So how are you able to, you know, get over that feeling of being underserved? Especially like if you're trying to transition from, corporate world to entrepreneurship. Like how can we get over that feeling?
I think I might need a little clarification. Underserved, meaning we don't have the resources, or we see an opportunity in the marketplace that something is missing and we're trying to fill it. What I guess I need a little clarification on the question that you're asking.
Well, basically, when we're seeing need in a marketplace and we're trying to fill it, so how are you able to, overcome that?
Well, clearly I saw a need in the marketplace,
Mhm.
and I'm going to be honest with you, it started with my need. I launched this business because I had a need. I was underserved. I had, and wait till this happens because it's going to happen. This
Mhm,
happens to every other person on the planet. We all go through menopause if
mhm,
we're lucky. We all go through a big transition in life. The thing is, I was getting every symptom you can imagine, but I didn't know. Like, and now if I think back, I was in perimenopause as early as in my early 40s and didn't know that those sleepless nights and those night sweats and all that stuff, that it was related to my hormonal changes that are normal and natural, and every other human on the planet goes through it.
mhm.
But nobody's talking about it.
Right.
I didn't get any information from my mother. I couldn't really find anything out there. The medical community just, it's just not that important. I mean, if I had erectile dysfunction, there's a lot to be said about that. But,
Mhm,
menopause, nobody really cared. And I'm like, okay, what else do we not care about with women at this stage of life? And the more I talked to other women, the more I realized that everybody that I spoke to was experiencing a lot of the same issues, feeling alone, feeling ignored, overlooked. The thing is that I plan on being here for a good number of years, and I'm not going to sit here quietly in a rocking chair with my cat on my lap. I mean, that's just not happening.
mhm,
I decided to do something about it. And I have to tell you, the marketplace is very different now, 3 years later, than it was when I launched.
mhm.
It's getting busier. I think it is out there now. Women are realizing that the only way to be seen and heard is to be collectively, to do a collective uh, organization, right? To put our voices together, to unify and have these conversations, and be out there in social media, be out there on the internet, be out there on the speaking circuit, because women 45 and above, so Gen X and boomers, we outnumber every other population cohort on the planet right now.
Mhm.
We own most, if not all, most of the wealth in the world is owned and managed by women in this age category. And they make about 90% of all the purchasing decisions. So, hello, why were we being ignored? That's just not going to work.
Mhm.
So, that's what I'm doing. And that's what I saw a need in the marketplace. And I stepped in to begin to be part of the solution.
Awesome. So that's the next question. So tell us more about the digital platform that you created. Um, how were you able to create it? And then how are you using it, or have you used it to grow your business or to help other women grow their businesses as well?
That is a great question, and that is a perfect question for my business. I built the original platform by myself,
Mhm,
which, if your next question is, hey, do you have a tech background? The answer is no, I don't have a tech background. I built the website using all the tools that are out there, Google, YouTube, and don't underestimate the buckets of tears, right? Lots of tears and lots of frustration. And when I launched it in February, and I did launch it with a business partner who subsequently has passed away early on, actually, in our business, due to colon cancer. But so I had to do it on my own, and it was there. It wasn't perfect. Oh my God, it was not perfect. As a matter of fact, it was pretty kludgy, not elegant at all. And at the beginning, I was writing all the content, all of it.
mhm.
So I was having to do all the research, and which was an incredible undertaking. And now I look back and I'm like, I'm not even sure how I did that. Like, I'm not even sure how I did that.
Mhm.
But flash forward 2+ years later, I I think I have 42 different women who are industry thought leaders in areas that are incredibly important to women at this stage of life, who now are part of my cool category expert roster. And they provide very highly curated expert content on the site dealing with all of these different issues. And so these women bring value to the community through their expertise. And then the community grows and cross pollinates, and everybody wins because the women who contribute, my thought leaders, get more visibility, get more speaking engagements, get more coaching clients if they're a coach, get more books sold if they're an author. And so I believe I have created an environment where it is a win-win for our members, our readers, and our experts.
Well, that's good that you was able to create like an online environment for women to come together and collaborate, because we do need to be supportive of each other. And just to help each other business grow. And I think that's very, very awesome and amazing that you decided to do that, because most people, they some people tend to be all about themselves and don't really want to take the time out and say, hey, how can I use something to help someone else, to help their business grow? So I really commend you on what you did by creating this online platform, so women can come and collaborate and grow their businesses.
Well, yes. I mean, thank you for saying that. Now, I'm not completely altruistic. I want to make money too, right? I mean, I have to earn a living. I have to pay for my college, my kids' college education, all that good stuff. So it's not completely altruistic, but um, but the intention literally is that we all rise together. We all win. And I always have this motto, like, I want to win. I don't have to win first. You can win first, as
Mhm.
long as I get a turn too. That's how my philosophy in life. That's how I approach the world.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Miss Jack, so much for being on the show today. I'm going to share the social media handle so you can tell our listeners how they can get in contact with you, how they can join your digital platform if they would like to become part of the network.
Yep, they're all there. You can find me on the internet. Just the platform is actually called Cool Life, and it is a play on the whole term of leading a cool life. COOL. But of course, couldn't use that because it's a overly used word. So the Urban Dictionary, my friend, has the word KUEL as a synonym or an alternative for cool. So I grabbed onto that. And that's how the whole concept of Cool Life, KUEL life.com, was born. And you can find us on Facebook and Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter. And every Sunday, a newsletter goes out, which basically just brings that highly curated content to your inbox so that you don't have to go looking for it if you don't want to go looking for it. And every Sunday is just like a recap of all of the amazing articles and the amazing members and what they're up to and opportunities. We have events too. I mean, we're taking a group of women to Tuscany, Italy in May of 2022. And I think there's only like 3 slots left on that trip. So things are happening and it's so much fun, and it's wonderful to empower other women, and it's wonderful to collaborate and work with them. So I'm having a blast. I'm working hard, but I'm having a blast.
Well, thank you once again for being on the show. And if you guys want to get in contact with me, um, my number is 910-317-0396. If you want to shoot me an email, you can at contact@mjfinancial.biz. You can schedule a consultation on the website at www.mjfinancial.biz. You can find this episode on Anchor, you guys. You can also find the playback for this actual video on the YouTube channel as well. And if you guys would like to be a guest on the show and want to share your entrepreneurship journey, feel free to shoot me an email at contact@mjfinancial.biz. So thank you once again, Ms. Jack, for being on the show. I highly appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you too, Miss T. Thank you for your invitation and your time today.
Awesome. And you guys, we will see you on the next episode of Tips with T.